Is it in focus? Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another... Forget that toy out of here, dude. Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk. This one's gonna be kind of short and sweet. I think I've said this before in another video, but I don't usually like to get too political or watch the news and stay up on current events and whatnot, especially if it's like super negative stuff. But I feel like this one's kind of important, and I'm sure as you've noticed already by reading the title, I just kind of want to touch on what's trendy this week. You know, all the hype this week is comments that Kendrick Lamar made on the whole Ferguson and New York situation. People have been really upset with him, the things that he said, and I just think that kind of criticism is sort of ill-advised at this point. So basically, if you don't know by now, Kendrick Lamar on Friday, this past Friday, January 9th, is when the article was released. He gave an interview to Billboard.com. Let me read you the title. It's Kendrick Lamar and Ferguson, leaving Iggy Azalea alone and why we're in the last days. So if you haven't read it yet, I'll link it below. Make sure you go check out the article, read it, so you can formulate your own opinion and your own interpretation. So basically, he was kind of asked about the African-American killings by the police in 2014. And so he kind of gives like a brief kind of statement on that, and I'll just give you a short excerpt of what he said. Basically, he says, "What happened to Michael Brown should have never happened, never. But when we don't have respect for ourselves, how do we expect them to respect us? It starts from within. Don't start with just a rally. Don't start from looting. It starts from within." You know, that's the part that most people are upset about. Azealia Banks went on Twitter and like bashed him. Basically, she went on this rant. The way that I interpret that is, I think he's speaking on, you know, the black-on-black crime that's so prevalent in underserved communities, which is undeniable. You can't deny that fact. He's also, I think, talking about the way that some of the protests and things like that have went down, I guess. Of course, there's been some positive protests, some peaceful protests, some non-violent things, which I'm not sure I've had any positive effect thus far, because the same things have been happening, because I think that's counterbalanced by other situations in which people have been acting completely ignorantly. People have acted violently and looted and you know, caused riots and whatnot. I think that's just counterproductive. You can't really fight fire with fire. The way I interpret it is he's saying that because there's black on black crime, you know, because black people kill other black people, I think white people look in and create a certain image, and that's why there's racism, because they see these things and they say, you know, these people don't even respect themselves. Why should we respect them, you know? And they see the looting and the rioting and they say these are just a violent people, these are an ignorant people, and they see that and they have no respect for people of color, for people of ethnic descent, non-Caucasian people. I think why people are upset is just because of that fact, because he's saying because black people kill black people, it's okay for white people to kill black people as well. I think that's taken out of context, because basically his comments were made within the wrong context, if that makes any sense. I don't think it was the correct time to say these things, although I don't think they're invalid. I think it's a very valid statement. And like I said, I think it was just taken out of context because it was said within the wrong context. I don't think what he said relates to what's happening in Ferguson or New York with the whole Eric Garner situation. I think he was just speaking generally of why kind of racism exists and why white people really don't have respect for ethnically diverse backgrounds and whatnot, for people of color. And I just think he's being unfairly criticized and unfairly portrayed in the media or by certain people. Azealia Banks, her whole rant, for her to go on Twitter, basically bash him and say that he doesn't understand his own culture, his own struggles. Kendrick Lamar is from Compton, California. He grew up underprivileged, underserved, in an underserved community. He definitely understands the struggle, and I think that's why he's saying this, because he's seen it. He's seen the violence, and he's just saying if these hoods, if these communities would come together and respect themselves more instead of killing each other and causing violence and whatnot, maybe white people would have a different perception of black people, of Mexican people, of, you know, any person of color, basically. How what he said relates to Ferguson, I don't really think it does. I think he just gave a sort of general opinion that doesn't really relate to the situation. I think that's why people are getting upset, because I don't really understand the context, again, because it was said within the wrong context. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on that. Of course, people are gonna disagree with me. Of course, there's gonna be some people who call me an idiot and troll or whatever, or say I don't know what I'm talking about, and maybe I don't, but that's why I don't watch the news. Anyways, like I said, I'll leave the link to the article in the description, situation, so make sure you read that so you can interpret it in your own way and formulate your own opinion, and then come back and leave a comment and let me know what you think about the whole situation, the whole Kendrick Lamar situation and what he said, and if you think the criticism he's receiving is well-deserved or if it's ill-advised. Thank you for watching. Make sure you're watching the other videos. I'm actually vlogging every day for a year, doing like a daily vlog, just documenting my life. Yeah, make sure you go watch those and make sure you're subscribed for daily videos. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.